Hey guys, before any of you skip to the end of the video, I want to give some important context on this tier list. This tier list is all about classes that will help your overall account progression throughout the game. Meaning this tier list will still help you make account gains even if you end up dropping that specific character down the road. So I will not be factoring in difficulty or funding requirements. This is entirely made with the assumption that you will read your abilities or watch a guide. I'll talk briefly about each character without going into too much depth. Just enough to cover what makes the character good or bad for progression. And we are assuming you actually level the character past level 250 for that max level Legion block. So the entire list is about level 250 Legion blocks and level 3 link skills. I'll also try to order the characters from left to right for damage, but I'm not John Damage chart, so don't expect it to be perfect. The tier list is as follows. The top tier is the super meta picks. These characters you absolutely can't go wrong with. They will provide incredible growth for your account, and also this is the only tier that will still factor in the current meta. The second tier is best in slot Legion or Link. These characters have an insane Legion or Link skill that will still carry you even if you stop playing the character. The third tier is still helps progression. These characters still provide some utility to your account but are less impactful overall. The fourth tier is no meta progression. These characters you're picking simply because you want to. They provide essentially nothing to other characters on your account. The fifth and final tier is the avoid tier. These characters you are absolutely trolling if you play them this winter update. So let's just get right into it. First we have Ren. Ren's Legion block grants 10 flat movement speed. And when it comes to class survivability, mobility is incredibly powerful. And because MapleStory actually has momentum physics, this block will impact how far and fast you can flash jump. I think this Legion block is a lot stronger than it actually seems. Ren's Link skill is 4% damage reduction from all sources, and I do doubt this will see any use on other characters outside of Ren. However, this update, Ren has leveling support just for her, allowing her to exceed other characters' progression during this event, and that can't be ignored. A strong Legion block and her sped up progression puts her in super meta for this winter update. Lara has a must grab Link skill for anyone planning on grinding. It increases damage by 5% with a 30-second damage buff to mobs. Her Legion block is just a flat increase to int. Her lackluster bossing but best in slot Link skill lands her in the second tier. Hoyoung has a Link skill that increases ignore enemy defense with a higher amount to enemies at full HP. It's incredible for helping you one-shot mobs with some utility for bossing as well. But his Legion block is a flat increase to luck, so he lands in the same category as Lara. Next up are the 3 Explorer Warrior classes, and honestly, I think they can be grouped together. They have a stacking Link skill that helps no other classes aside from Demon Avenger. They have 2 flat strength Legion blocks, and Dark Knight provides 6% max HP, which once again only really impacts Demon Avenger. And because this isn't a Demon Avenger tier list, they land themselves in the no meta progression tier. Following the Warriors, the Explorer Magicians are very similar. 2 flat int Legion blocks and Fire Poison providing 6% max mana instead. However, they all share a best in slot Link skill. Attacking an enemy applies a debuff that increases damage dealt and ignores defense. Bishop provides incredible party support and real holy symbol, which increases progression by an insane amount. Honestly, I am tempted to put Bishop in the super meta tier, but spoiler alert, it doesn't provide as much damage and support compared to other classes coming up. Ice Lightning has good damage and a 13-second class bind, which is always wanted in parties. And Fire Poison is regularly towards the top of damage charts. However, I don't think any of them are so incredibly strong compared to other classes that I think they deserve to be in the top tier. Explorer Archers are going to be the first class group I actually split up. Their stacking Link skill increases crit rate and monster collection chance. However, Marksman provides a 5% crit rate Legion block, which is helpful for everybody. And outside of other archer classes, I'm not entirely sure their combined Link skill is meta for anyone. So Bowmaster and Pathfinder find themselves down in the still helps progression, while Marksman gets carried by their Legion block into the best in slot. Next up, we have the 3 Explorer Thieves. Another best in slot Link skill. 10 seconds of increased damage against debuffed enemies, which actually synergizes with the Explorer Mage's Link skill. Dual Blade and Shadower increase luck with their Legion blocks, and Nightlord increases crit rate. Nightlord is another incredibly strong contender for super meta, but if I'm not putting Bishop up there, I don't think I should put up Nightlord. If Bishop and Nightlord provided their own link skill on their own, they could easily have made it into super meta, but they're just one part of a trio. So all three Thieves find themselves in the best in slot alongside the mages. And the last of the Explorer classes are the Pirates. Another stacking link skill, but unfortunately not a best in slot one. Very useful for themselves, but not meta at the moment. Corsair has the special Legion block out of this trio, and it's the Legion block that increases summon duration by 12%. Very useful on a wide range of classes, so it gets bumped up to still helps progression, whereas Buck and Cannon Master fall all the way down into no meta progression. Probably the funniest group to do is up next. Cygnus Knights are incredibly popular in the community. However, their link skill requires 5 of them to be leveled, with Mihal being the only exception. This one is tough because Cygnus Knights also provide a best in slot beginner skill called Empress's Blessing that increases attack and magic attack. However, you only need to be something like level 150 to even max it out, and you don't need to use a Hyperburn on a level 150. Their collective link skill increases attack and magic attack just like the beginner skill, along with status resistance and elemental resistance. But it's not so OP that I see anyone outside of Cygnus Knights actually using it. Mihal's link skill is 100 status resistance for 20 seconds. All of their Legion blocks give flat stats to their respective main stat, whereas Dawn Warrior and Mihal provide a flat 2500 HP each. Once again, useful for Demon Avenger, but that's it. So, unfortunately, because of their weak link skills and Legion blocks, all 6 of them find themselves in the no meta progression tier. The heroes are up next, and we lead with Aran. Aran's link skill is 900% bonus experience on combo kill orbs. Her Legion block provides a 70% chance to heal 10% max HP every attack with a cooldown of 10 seconds. It is a solid link skill and Legion block, but most of the community thinks that the link skill falls off. I personally don't know the math on it, but if player sentiment isn't that it's best in slot, I don't think I should be the one to say it actually is best in slot. So Aran goes into still helps progression. Evan has the mana version of Aran's Legion block. Evan has what is probably the most important link skill when it comes to grinding. It increases rune duration by 70%, which makes runes last for 5 whole minutes. This is going to be insane for Challenger World, where you can only use the link skills provided by the character you're currently on. So with a best in slot link skill and a solid Legion block, that puts Evan in best in slot. Luminous has a best in slot link skill that provides 20% IED. A flat int Legion block and nothing really else going for the class still puts it in best in slot. Mercedes is going to be our second super meta pick so far. An insane link skill that boosts experience gained by 20%, which does speed up progression in Challenger World. Probably the strongest Legion block you can possibly get right now as well. Negative 6% cooldown has an insanely high value now that all classes are 2-minute classes. And it has insane damage at the moment. You'll be clearing bosses and leveling up quickly while still providing best in slot Legion and links for your entire account. Phantom unfortunately doesn't follow up Mercedes nearly as strong. An alright link skill for early game progression that falls off later into the game. It provides 20% crit rate. Its Legion block does boost Meso's gain by 5%. It's not nothing, but it's not so game breaking that you see most people push Phantom past 210. Still a solid choice, but not anything meta defining. Still helps progression. Shade comes out swinging with a crit damage Legion block. 6% crit damage easily puts him towards the top of classes to look out for when building up horizontal progression, but unfortunately he is held back by his link skill. A 10% chance to survive a fatal blow is great if you like gambling, but best in slot link skills aren't gambling skills. Best in slot for Legion alone. Demon Avenger boosts damage by 15% with his link skill. It also has an insane Legion block that boosts boss damage by 6%. I think this is going to be the most controversial one so far because it has best in slot in Link and Legion, but I don't think it goes higher than best in slot. I don't think Demon Avenger excels at bossing or mobbing to such an extreme that is ahead of everybody else. If you think he goes in super meta, honestly, I can't argue with that. I just don't think it will excel in Challenger World without Legion and Links. I am fine with being wrong on this one. Demon Slayer has a best in slot link skill that boosts damage to bosses by 20%. A Legion block that provides 5 flat of normal status resistance. Honestly, I feel no impact by the Legion block to be perfectly honest, but Demon Slayers are so incredibly strong when it comes to progression, I don't think it's fair. I know a guy who has 2 different Demon Slayers that are above 290. I've also heard way too many Demon Slayers admit that they just use a foot pedal while at work the entire day. Incredibly unfair, low effort progression paired with a best in slot link skill, I believe that puts Demon Slayer in super meta. Blaster, Battle Mage, Wild Hunter, and Mechanic share a link that makes you immune to damage for a bit after respawning. However, not all of these classes are created equal. With the exception of Battle Mage, they all have super strong Legion blocks. Blaster provides 6% IED, but IED does have diminishing returns, so it's not as strong as something like 6% crit or boss damage. Mechanic provides 25% buff duration, which is strong on every class you can think of. And Wild Hunter provides a 20% chance to do 20% increased damage on your attack. The resistance link is always good, but it's always optional. It's never a must take, but it's never a horrible option either. So because it's not unusable, but it's also not best in slot, these resistance classes find themselves in still helps progression, with the exception of Wild Hunter. Wild Hunter just got remastered and has a hyper burning event just for it currently on KMS, so we can expect to see a hyper burning event for Wild Hunter in just under 6 months from now. So Wild Hunter goes into a void. So I can't stress this enough, do not burn one in this event. If you have a friend thinking of it, tell them not to, just wait for the Wild Hunter burning event. The last resistance class is Xenon. It has a pretty lacking Legion block that gives flat stats but at a lower amount than every other flat Legion block out there. Its Link skill is likely to give 15% all stats after the Link skill buffs, but I don't know if that will make it meta. Right now it's a skill a lot of people avoid, so just to play it safe, I'm going to assume it has no meta progression at the moment. Could easily change in the future though. Kaiser is another Demon Avenger buffer, 20% max HP Link skill and a Strength Legion block. No meta progression here. Kain has a pretty niche Link skill. Extra damage for 20 seconds on a 40-second cooldown. Not bad when you're early in the game and missing links, falls off later, flat dex block, still helps progression. Cadena has a pretty strong Link skill that will also get buffed during the Link skill buffs. No clue how strong it will be after the buffs, but a lot of classes still take it right now. You deal extra damage to lower leveled enemies and debuffed enemies, which is strong for grinding and bossing. With his Link skill, Cadena goes in best in slot. Angelic Buster makes a very strong case for herself here. The only class that shows up in every single bossing party because every single class always takes AB Link without exception. And Angelic Buster gets the real version of her own Link skill. Everybody else gets the 60% damage buff, but AB gets 120%. So while you boss on Challenger World, you will be doing incredible amounts of burst damage. And while you're doing that burst, you're the only class on the server that gets to utilize probably the most important bossing skill in the game. A flat stat Legion block does keep it out of the super meta tier, but definitely a class to be thinking about for burning. Adele is kinda iffy. Its Link skill provides extra boss damage depending on how many people are in the party. Right now, no one runs the Link skill, but it is getting buffed. Will those buffs be strong enough to make it a meta Link? We will have to see. But right now, it's not. And with a flat strength block, it doesn't help its case. No meta progression, but with an asterisk. Illium is another class I have no issue putting into super meta. A best in slot Link skill that increases damage while you're moving. Almost every class uses this Link skill. It does absurd amounts of damage while providing very strong party support. It can fly, and to be honest, I think flying breaks a lot of encounters in the game. It's an absurdly strong ability to have. So, with it being a pretty meta-defining class at the moment, I think we can overlook the fact that it has a flat int block. Strong Link, strong damage, strong support, super meta. Khali has a Link I'm personally a fan of. It provides flat damage along with healing every 30 seconds. I use it while training to keep my mana and HP full. However, it has a very weak Link skill and has a flat Legion luck block. Its Link does get buffed during the update, but it's not outpacing other damage links available. So, no meta progression here. Arc has a best in slot Link skill, stacking damage while in combat. Meta-defining Link you'll find virtually every class using, but a Strength Legion block rounds it out. Still a solid class outside of its Legion block, he lands in the best in slot Link. Zero has a pretty useful Link for itself, but you don't see it used on other classes. 15% damage reduced and 10% IED. Its Legion block boosts experience gained by 12%, which is just over half of what the Mercedes Link provides. However, this class has been super meta-defining. Incredible damage and party support. Super long bind duration while doing incredible damage on its own and buffing your team's damage dealt as well. Incredibly mobile, easy mobbing, you really can't go wrong with Zero. With the best in slot Legion block and with how strong it is currently in the game, it easily goes into super meta. Kinesis has a best in slot Link skill that is also getting buffed during the update as well. Flat crit damage, but a Legion block that provides int holds it back a bit. It's also not the strongest class at the moment, but its Link skill does land it in best in slot. Hayato and Kanna I am going to put in a void. They are both getting remastered, so there's a very good chance we'll get a Kanna and Hayato specific leveling event. I'm willing to bet and wait on it. However, I will still tell you what they do provide. Both best in slot Legion blocks. Hayato provides 6% crit damage, whereas Kanna provides 6% boss damage. Also, I don't really care if Hayato is considered weak late game right now because there's no way you're getting to level 290 and finishing your pitch and finishing your Eternals and getting invited to endgame boss parties before he even gets remastered. If you want to invest your time and effort into either of these classes and get to know them inside and out and fall in love with them only for them to change down the road into something unrecognizable to you, then more power to you. I would just recommend downloading Tinder instead and get that exact same experience. So, with a very high likelihood we do get a leveling event for these characters, I'd say hold off until then, and I'm letting them chill in a void. Lynn. I don't think there is a single downside to this class. A best in slot link skill that provides 10% boss damage and crit rate along with 5% max HP and mana. A best in slot Legion block that provides 6% IED, easily the strongest support in the game with incredible damage output on its own, high mobility with good mobbing as well. There is really nothing bad about this class, easily super meta. Xuan follows this up with his own best in slot link skill that provides stacking boss damage while in combat. It's also best in slot right now before its buff in the new update, so it's getting even stronger. A best in slot Legion block that provides 6% crit damage, insane mobility with high damage output, an incredible damage toggle that will literally get you your 100 daily kills without even having to move. It has insane kill rates while just standing AFK for 30 seconds at a time. Incredibly strong burst damage with really strong off-burst DPS. People love to say this class is complicated, but it's not. It's not hard at all. If I can play it, you can play it. Super meta tier. And lastly, Sia. A best in slot link skill that provides a 10% buff duration and 3% crit damage. A best in slot Legion block that provides 6% abnormal status damage, which is equal to a flat 6% damage. Really strong mobbing and easily the highest damage output in the game with the least amount of funding. The only downside is its Hexa. It requires a bit more frags to get going, but this is a video for hyperburning. Why would you watch it if you don't plan on playing the game? Just invest a little bit of time with this class and pop off once you get a couple things unlocked. Another easy super meta tier. And that's the tier list. So, just to recap, this tier list has everything to do with how strong a character will make your account overall. For example, right now, Lynn and Paladin are two very strong supports. Both provide damage and buffs to your bossing party. But let's say they both get nerfed and now they're both sitting at the bottom of the damage tier lists. And now you want to move on and find a new main. Lynn still benefits your new main no matter who they are with their link skill and their Legion block, whereas Paladin only benefits other Explorer Warrior classes and whatever wants a Strength Legion block. This tier list doesn't mean you can't burn a Paladin. It just means that some characters provide such strong horizontal progression you'll go further with them than other classes. And also, this is not a damage tier list. I don't want to read comments about me putting Pathfinder above Khali. Except actually, I do. It means you watched the entire video. So, if you did watch the entire video, please comment why did he put Pathfinder above Khali in a comment down below. I hope this video was helpful to you and please leave a like if it was. And as always, take care and I hope to see you in the next video.